Good morning. It's a Saturday morning. I'm not working all day, but we're going to throw a coat of gray paint on our tank here. So, yesterday we were having a little trouble with our paint gun. So I got the third one. I didn't use this one yesterday, but we got it out. I tore it apart and cleaned it up, and I got some stuff off of it, fair bit. We're going to see. This is a gravity or a siphon feed instead of a gravity feed one. This yellow paint on that handle, that is the primer that I used on the 40-20. So I'm sure that that's what I used this gun for, was primer on the 40-20 10 years ago. But if it worked for that, it ought to work for this. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to get stuff mixed up here and we'll get to painting. Going to take a bit of mixing today. Really settled and separated out, which I figured would be the case. And Rural King doesn't have a paint shaker to shake it all up for me, so it's all right. We'll stir. It'll be fine. We'll get it all, the stuff that's settled off the bottom, mixed up. Get it mixed up real nice and good. We're going to pour some into our mix container there because we are going to use reducer to thin it, and we are going to use some catalyst, or this hardener, in order to make it hard and glossy and nice. Reading that can of hardener there, it says you got to mix it up and then let it set for 20 minutes before you spray it. So we'll have to do that. We got a little math to do because it says, it doesn't give me a ratio. It just says half a pint per gallon. So I got to do some math to figure out how much of that hardener we need on a ratios, because this cup is super awesome and has all the different ratios kind of listed on there and how much each. Yeah, so we'll figure those out once we get it all mixed up here. All right, well, it took a while to get the can mixed up, but we got that. And then this particular mix container doesn't have the right ratios. It is a 16 to 2 to 1 ratio. So 16 parts paint, 2 parts reducer, 1 part hardener. And it doesn't have that. So we got to do it by measurements, which I could go 16 ounces of paint, 2 ounces of reducer, 1 ounce of hardener. But if we go 24, 3, and 1.5, it also works. And we're going to need a bunch of paint, so that's what I'm going with. So I've got the paint and reducer in there. Before I open that catalyst up, we're going to get our mask on, because that stuff is, you don't want to be breathing in the vapors from a hardener catalyst. So we're going to go ahead and get that on. We'll put the hardener in there, and then we'll let her set for a little bit. We'll go in the office and wait. All right, it's been time. Let's hook her up and see how we do. Well, we're doing better. We're doing better. That other gun did not work any better than the other two did. In fact, it was worse because it sputtered. Like, it would actually put paint on, but it was like pulsing and stuff. So we switched out of that one real fast. I had cleaned the other one up real good. It worked better today. So that is good. This isn't quite as gray as I was hoping. It's a little whitish yet. Hopefully it dries a little bit darker, but it'll be okay. And we'll put another coat on probably Monday. Hopefully that'll be it. I can see just a few light spots yet. Not too bad. Better than the primer coat was, and another good coat of the gray, kind of gray. Should get it where we need it, or at least good coverage. So it's, yeah. We've got a little cracking in some of the paint. Like, I got all the loose flaky stuff off, but it's not real smooth. So it looks good from a distance. It doesn't look great up close because we didn't take it down to bare metal, but it is what it is. So okay, I'm going home for today. We'll see you guys Monday. Good morning. We're back. It's Monday. Look at it. Not bad, right? It turned out not too bad. It's not perfectly smooth because we didn't take it down to bare metal. We got rough paint on there from before, but it looks really nice. So we're going to get another batch of paint mixed up. We're going to put a second coat on here and be done with the painting side up. So that's the first thing we're going to do this morning. Paint tank again, which you guys just saw me do on Saturday, but literally just watched me. So do you want to watch again? Whatever. I almost made a very, I'm going to say costly. It wouldn't really be costly, just be time-consuming mistake. I opened a can of paint, got it all mixed up, and was just about to pour it into my mixed container, put hardener in it, when I realized that I had mixed up the primer coat and not the finish coat. That would have been bad. So we will start over and mix the right paint up this time. And yeah, we'll get there.
All right, well, we finally got the right paint mixed up, got our hardener and reducer put in it. We had a little skim on that paint that I tried to pick out, but I missed some. So I got a screen and we were able to filter it. I got the gun cleaned out really nice and well, so hopefully this paint goes on smoother and faster than any of the rest of the coats that we've done. So I am not going to time lapse this one because you literally just got done watching me time lapse it from Saturday. So here we go.
Done and done. We're done painting. Awesome. So that time my gun worked better, mostly better, but I went vertical around it instead of horizontal across it because I wanted to change up the pattern from the last time, and I had some paint left over, so then I kind of went over it again sideways. You can see the lines in it, but that's from the lights. It's a reflection. It's really deceiving and sort of hard to tell, but looks pretty good. We'll let that dry today, and then tomorrow we'll work on getting it put back on our running gear, which we're going to power wash and not paint. I'm not doing it. I'm not painting it right now. The blue's not horrible. If I was going to paint it, I would paint it a dark gray color. I will probably someday paint it a dark gray color. It's not going to happen right now. I'm tired of this project, even though it hasn't been that long. But I do want to get some of the valves and stuff put back on it and stuff, so that is good. I need to get our 9R, the 9510R, up to the John Deere dealer. I talked to them on Wednesday last week about getting it up there. They're going to put a new fan drive in. This vintage of tractor from John Deere, whether it's the 8Rs or the 9Rs, is notorious for having bad fan drives or fan drives that can go out and cause problems. We've already replaced them on the 8430, on the 8R, and we were going to do this one last year, but they couldn't get the parts when they had the tractor up there. Now the parts are available, and occasionally we get a low fan speed warning or something that better to fix it before it breaks and takes out the radiator and a bunch of other components than to wait for it to go bad, kind of thing. So anyway, we've got to get that up there. They called and said, hey, we got time to work on it this afternoon. Can you get it to us? And well, yes, except for there's nobody else here right now. And so I have no way of getting home. So Phil's hauling a load of weed into town. When he gets back, we're gonna head out with that tractor, and he's gonna come pick me up. So that's the plan for later. Now I'm gonna sit in front of my computer and kill some time. So I'm perusing my YouTube comments on some of the previous videos, right? You guys remember the video the other day? Let's see, what day was that? Friday. The last video. I picked up my black pipe from the hardware store, those 21-foot sticks of black pipe that I'm going to use to run gas line. And I mentioned that they have a coupler already installed on the one end. And boy, you guys just tore me apart on that one. Because apparently, you guys don't believe me and don't think I know what a coupler is versus a thread protector, and all of you have decided that it's just a thread protector and that I'm not allowed to use it as coupling. Can I show you? Can I show you the listing? Can I show you? Look. This is what I bought. Southland, 3/4 inch, 21-foot carbon steel, threaded and coupled black pipe. Okay, now even if that doesn't convince you, let's scroll down to the description here. Schedule 40, 21-foot lengths, threaded both ends, coupling provided on one end. Now tell me that that is not coupler on the end of that pipe. Phil called me and he was on his way back with the truck, and so I went and grabbed some lunch real quick, and we're gonna head out with the 9R, head up to the dealership. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's all right. When I was leaving, I thought of something that we need to do, but I don't really have time right now. We need to put together our filters list. So our John Deere dealer, I think like most John Deere dealers, has a February filter and oil sale. And so their filters are all 10% or 12% off or something in the month of February. And I make a list up every year of all the filters that we need. We need to go through our inventory, see what we used, what we need to restock, and make sure that we have one of every filter that we use on this farm on hand for every piece of equipment. In case one, we need to change them during the season, but in order to do the service work next year before the February filter sale again. So we got to do that. I was going to do it and take it with us. It's not going to happen. Oh, disconnect. Try again. It's a little chilly today. It's not bad. It's going to be warmer this week than last week by a lot. Like we're supposed to be almost 50 tomorrow. But it's a little chilly out here this morning. Since I didn't time-lapse the painting this morning, we'll time-lapse the road trip to the dealer. Once we get out of the driveway, I think the roads won't be too bad. I don't have to worry about getting the tractor too dirty. Unless there's a little melt coming off the sides or something, but should be dry. It's cold enough to not be melting a lot.
made it. I'm gonna go in and see if they want it brought right inside or parked outside. They were acting like they were waiting for it, so. We made it back. Took that tractor right in the shop, and hopefully they'll get to it quickly. So I am going to work on my filter list. So I printed off this spreadsheet because everything I do is spreadsheets. And we're going to go up in the old office up there, go through our filter stockpile, see what we've got, take inventory, and then on here I have every filter that we use on every piece of machinery that needs filters, how many of them they need in their part numbers, and so we'll go take our inventory and we'll make sure we have everything that we need, or I know we don't have everything we need because we've been changing the filters and stuff, right? So the goal here is to restock and make it so that we do have one of everything. You'll see. So the filter shelves are a little bare. They're getting a little bare. So we're going to start with, the combine, which should be over there somewhere, except, well, we changed all the combine filters, right? So we don't have very many, but I see some right here. There's a hydraulic oil filter, so we've got one of those. We've got some fuel tank vents, and I believe, yeah, this one is a cab recirculating air filter because those come in a 2-pack and you only use one, so I will make note that we have all of those. This one says 680 hydraulic return. It also fits the 780. This is a 1,500 hour oil change interval filter, so I have one, but we don't change it every year. So I'm going to mark it down that we have one, and so on and so forth through the rest of these. You get the idea, and we'll figure out what we need. I think I have tallies on everything that we've got on the shelf. We have a lot, but we've got a lot we need to get. So yeah, should work. We have a few things that are mislabeled. Yeah, I showed you some of the combines that said 680, like this 8300 fuel filter. Well, that also fits on our generator, and it fits on the 4440. So we should probably relabel it, but yeah, it'll be fine. So I went through and updated this spreadsheet and put in the numbers that we have on hand of everything. And then when I come down here and I click sheet 2, it brings me a list of all of our filters, engine oil, and their part number, number of used, number on hand. I don't care what equipment they go on, I just need to know how many I need. So this column E here tells me how many I need to order. And this one that's a -1 means I have 2 of them on hand and only 1 used on our equipment. I think that's a 4020 engine oil filter, so we don't need to get any of those for a while. And so on. So then I can come over here to my Greenmark online account and start typing them in. Well, there is the list. It's long. They did pretty good. There's only 4 that they don't have in Jonesville, and they do have those 4 at other locations. So that's good. And all of them are on sale, discounted somewhat. I'd have to do some math on the percentage. Looks like 12% to me, which is good. I am quite sure I can find almost all of these filters cheaper elsewhere. But they would not be Deere filters. They may be the same thing. They may be. I don't know. But this is how we've done it. It's convenient, and I know they're good quality, and so this is how we do it. But that said, total for the year, it's $4,100 worth of filters for our equipment. All right, filter orders placed. I'm going home. Tomorrow morning, I've got a meeting up in Jackson for some stuff, so I'm going to go do that. We'll come back and work on the tank this tomorrow afternoon, or find something to work on. But yeah, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow probably.